Today we are discussing our game of the year so far as we reach the halfway point of the year. We also look ahead to our most anticipated game for the rest of 2026. Will anyone say anything other than GTA 6? Let's find out on the Late Night Gamer podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, are my co-hosts, Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello, guys. Happy to be back. And yeah, very good topic. See what's coming out the rest of the year. Very excited.
And Mr. 10 out of 10 himself, Stephen.
Yes, hello everybody, lovely bit. I thought you forget who I am for a moment there.
I was
He's
going to say
decided which
Jack
name
for
to
some
go with.
reason.
Nice, it's fine. I will cry after the podcast. Yeah, it's lovely to be back as always, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about my favorite game of 2026 so far, and also what's to come. And next to obviously the obvious, be just see what is kind of second in everybody's sort of list of what game they're most excited for. Because let's be honest, there is only one winner. But that's not the interesting bit.
And also joined by the man with the worst internet I've ever known, Jack.
I actually prefer that nickname over any other nickname you give me because that's probably the only truthful one. But hi everyone, thank you for having me back, and yeah, looking forward to talking about gaming in 2026.
Yeah, I will talk about your internet connection when we get to what we've been playing later.
I might cut out by then.
You might cut out by then, yeah.
Nice.
So yes, today we are going to be talking about the game of the year so far. This isn't like a dead set kind of almost giveaway as to what our game of the year will be at the end of the year. Obviously, because there's some major titles coming for the rest of the year. So even though we say one now, doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be our game of the year at the end of the year.
It's really important to stress that after the recent hate, particularly, that this is not game of the year. It's like as a confirmed.
Yes, yeah. So obviously we're going to talk about what our potential end of the game of the year's games could be from the second half of the year. But first, I wanted to start off by looking back at the first 6 months of the year because we've had some great games. We've covered most of them. I think we said this before that between us all, I think we've probably covered most games. I'm sure there's some that we've missed, which I would probably say most of the major titles that are going to be on most people's game of the year list, I think we've covered.
Yeah.
The only one I can think of, actually, no, even that's been touched by Jack. Jack's played Nugenics, so obviously I think I know what Jack's going to come with his game of the year, but maybe he'll surprise me. So let's start with Jack. What is your game of the year so far?
So far, definitely Pokopia.
Yeah.
There is two other games that are close in 007 and probably just through pure playtime, Horizon 6.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, they're all pretty close to me. Mugenics might just be under there. I need to hop back on that, play some more of it because I started making really good progress and then all my cats died, and then it was just so much effort to breed more to get a good selection of cats. But yeah, for me, definitely Pokopia. I think I've said it enough on this podcast. I sank many hours into that game without feeling like I was sinking hours into it. None of it ever felt like a chore. It's probably been the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game collecting the whole Pokédex. You know,
Ever,
other than
compared to anything else.
Probably because but it's so different to
Yeah.
collecting other Pokédexes because you're not technically catching them. But yeah, I think like I've said it before, like just finding different habitats and then it sort of becomes a puzzle game in that way. You sort of notice like little bits of the maps where things are missing, and like you think, oh, if I do that there, then that can do that, and then, but yeah, just stuff like that. And then I just think it was a really good mix of when I first saw the trailer, I was thinking, oh, so it's like Animal Crossing. I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing at the time, so I was expecting it to be a lot closer to that. But once you actually play it, you're like, oh no, it's not really like Animal Crossing at all. It's like the building aspect is way closer to Minecraft,
Yeah.
and I think. I spent ages doing them prefab houses, and then when I realized that if you just build 4 walls and put a door on it, that creates a house, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. But yeah, absolutely love that game. I think it's got DLC dropping next month. It might be
It's
free
free as
DLC
well,
as
isn't it?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the DLC is free.
I
I
think
think
so.
that's what I saw. Yeah.
Oh,
I think they're doing like a couple free updates for it, so you end up getting more biomes and it should be more Pokemon to collect as
That's
well. I think
not-
the first one is going to be a underwater one.
that's not very Nintendo. Like they normally want all your money.
Without free stuff.
Well, unless there might be paid DLC and a free update, that could potentially be it. But from what I saw,
Right.
the underwater update is free, and I think it will be like from the main area. There's a where you have the gates to go through to get to different areas. I think it will be like a new one of them will pop up somewhere, and
Yeah.
you'll go in and it'll be a whole new area for you, which is going to be really nice. And I'm looking forward to it as well because I've finished the game, so it's not like I I like go to do that area and think, oh, I've still got so much more to do. I can just go in, do the DLC, and it'll be really fun to go to. And then as well, add to my thoughts to the game already. But then I don't think it's going to make it any worse. I think it's definitely going to make it just way
Yeah.
better. But yeah, definitely Pokopia for me so far. I had so much fun playing that game.
And then 007 and Forza Horizon just behind.
Yeah, they're very close. I think 007, I think we all were when we done our Metacritic predictions. We was all a bit skeptical on
Yeah.
maybe how it was going to turn out. And I think my biggest issue was I've only ever played one Hitman game, but I just didn't really take to it at all. So I was thinking, okay, if it's too much like that, I'm just not really going to enjoy it. But it wasn't really anything like that at all from what I can remember, especially that it was more of a structured campaign instead of just mission.
Yep.
And I think my other biggest worry was I didn't have any issues about the casting. I was fine about the casting, but I think just writing. What made you giggle?
Mr. Finger over there.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
This finger.
Sorry.
It's like
I
the
was
worm on a stick. You just got to
Yeah.
get.
I saw
Yeah, let me turn
Welchy's
my
answer
camera
back
around.
in, and I was like,
I was like, yeah.
Because
All I said was casting. I was like, what's
Yeah.
so funny about?
I had
What's so
my,
funny about
um,
that word?
I had my
Welchy sent
phone
me.
round. I had the my phone around the opposite way around, so it shouldn't have picked up, and I wasn't paying attention.
I caught
My
eye
bad.
contact with Andy. Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like two friends in class.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack, carry on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. And so basically, like in 007, I didn't have any issues with the casting. I was fine with that as soon as I saw it. And then my biggest issue was the writing. I was thinking it's got to feel like a James Bond film. And I think immediately after playing it, only a couple missions in, you're like, yeah, this is James Bond. And as soon as you get the big set pieces, yeah, I love that game through and through. And I do need to go back and do some more of that to do the what's the name of the thingy missions? Like
Tactical
the sort of Hitman
simulations.
style.
Oh,
Tactical
tactical
sims,
simulation.
yeah.
And escalations.
I do want to. Yeah, I do need to go back on and do some more of them. Because I think I went too fair on them when I first done it. But I did enjoy the two that I'd done. I just thought like I don't really want to redo missions again already. But yeah, Forza Horizon again. I've always loved Horizon games, and it maybe would have been higher, and come the end of the year, it might even be lower down my list. Like Mugenics could even go above it because it's like a completely different game, and completely new to me. But it's just I've sunk a lot of hours into the online, which I didn't do on the last one because I was playing it on Steam Deck, and you can attest from my internet, like trying to play the online on that Wi-Fi on the Steam Deck would just be hell. But yeah, played a lot of online on this one. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and the map's brilliant. It's just maybe the thing is, I think I always say like maybe they could add some more stuff to the game or change this and change that. But like if someone were, well, what would they change? I go, well, I don't know. So it's still as good as any other Forza that's come before it. But yeah, Mugenics is a close honorable mention up there. I think I didn't actually know too much about it, and then you picked it, and I saw the reviews come out. I watched some reviews, and I was like, yeah, that looks really fun. Picked it up, and I loved playing it. It's once you get a little routine going of like breeding cats and having the right stats and getting the right equipment for them, it's such a fun game to play through. Especially, I mean, I imagine it'll play well on a controller as well, but just using the mouse, it's really easy to click and get attacks to go, and it's a really quick game as well because obviously it's a it's semi-roguelike, I guess, but completing a run, you can do it in a short time, and I love games like that because it didn't feel repetitive unless you may be failing a lot of runs, but like you get through, unlock a new area, then you start from the beginning, do the whole run again, and I did really love that game. If I didn't mess up and kill all my cats, then I wouldn't have carried on playing it. It was just too much stress to try and keep it going and breed all the cats again. But yeah, so far those 4 are definitely all up there for me.
For legal purposes, we have to say that Jack's on about cats in the game. He's not.
Yeah,
He's
Cats in
not
the game.
killing legal
I'm not.
cats.
I haven't been breeding cats and
Oh,
sending them
yeah.
out on missions. Like, go my minions.
I thought you'd say Bacopia, to be honest, and I had a quick Google. The DLC is not free. The update is free.
Oh,
In August, but the
I'll
DLC
probably get the
is
DLC. To be
there's an
fair.
expansion pack which would be $35. So I don't know what it's going to be in pounds, but that will include 3 different DLCs. So it's probably going to be roughly like £10 a piece.
Yeah, that's not too
Maybe
bad.
15. Cool. Stephen, what is your game of the year so far?
Okay, so this has been quite a difficult one, but then there's only been one amazing game this year. Has to be Mixtape. Like, surely. This is the game of the year.
Right,
I was
okay.
wondering when that
Very
was
It
gonna
isn't.
happen.
It is a mixtape. There was I had a top 3, and I feel like maybe Welchy, we're going to be on the same page on this, because so far the best game that I've played has to be Resident Evil Requiem by some way. But just behind that would have been 007 First Light and Pragmata. Have been the 3 that I've had the most enjoyment. But Resident Evil Requiem is head and shoulders above the sort of anything that I played this year. And I think Resident Evil Requiem will be probably in my, I'd say probably top 3. Obviously, it's not going to go first. I feel like GTA 6 and Wolverine are going to be maybe higher, but I don't see Resident Evil dropping any lower than that for me. It's just an unbelievable game. It's the best Resident Evil that I've ever played. We spoke about it at length. We both gave it 10 out of 10. And I know obviously this 10 out of 10 wouldn't really read too much into that. But for Welch to give a game 10, you know that it's a good game because that is Mr. Harsh over there. It'd be one that I would love to get the platinum one day on. But like, I won't go into too much detail about it because we spoke about it at length in our review, but just the great cut in between sort of Leon and Grace, and just the way that it was so seamless. And then you had one half that was psychological horror that played into what we saw in Resident Evil 7, then more the action horror of like something like Village or even Resident Evil 4. It was nostalgic. It had, I think, every single thing that you would want. It looked absolutely unbelievable. There's not a single bad thing about that game. There isn't. It is a masterpiece. The length of the game is perfect. I mean, I said, what, you played it, what, 4 times?
Yes.
Yeah. And it has got that replayability that is so good. Obviously, we've recently spoke about 007 First Light. Love that. Got the platinum for that one. That was everything that I really wanted as well. It's the best 007 game that I've ever played. And I had a lot of fun with Pragmata. I still got to go back and do the Unknown Signal. That is on my list to do, but the main story has been done, and I'm about, I'd say, well over halfway in that. It's only because you've got to go and collect every bit of extras in all of the worlds to be able then to do the Unknown Signals. Funny enough that 2 of those games out of the 3 are both Capcom, so they've had a very good year so far. But yeah, there's nothing that beats Resident Evil. Mixtape honorable mention as well, but we don't. I wouldn't have a mixtape free conversation week.
Oof. Yeah, let's try not to talk about it. Andy, what has been your game of the year so far?
Yeah, so pretty similar to what Steven mentioned. Obviously not with Resident Evil, and Jack in terms of First Light. I haven't actually played or completed that many games from 2026, and definitely jealous of some of the Nintendo games that you guys have played. But I think my game of the year so far, and I know this will definitely change by the end of the year, but it probably has to be First Light. When I saw Patrick Gibson cast as James Bond, that was already like one of the major things for me. Obviously, him as young Dexter in the prequel show, I thought that's great. It was nice to see a young Bond and what direction they're going to take sort of with that. But yeah, I thought it was a very sort of fun story overall. The mechanics, although I thought they could have improved, were good enough, and I really enjoyed sort of the one-to-one combat in that. And then again, other sort of casting characters in that were spot on. I can't remember his real name now, but Morgan from The Walking Dead, when he popped up, I was like, that's pretty cool. So seeing like those familiar faces in a game, that's always a positive for me. So it was cool when I saw those people, and even the other characters who I weren't aware of who they were played by, they still done those characters really, really well. And it was just a fun time, really. Pragmart's pretty a close second to First Light, but I think with the story edges it for me on for the James Bond game. That's what took it above it. And in terms of, I know Stephen, you didn't particularly like some of the dialogue or the way that Patrick Gibson comes across as James Bond, but I thought that was spot on with James Bond films and how James Bond does come across in the films. So yeah, the story, the dialogue, and sort of all the other bits added into it, some of the action sequences, the plane, the car chases, it's all typical James Bond stuff. And for them to sort of nail it on first attempt, basically, I thought was a really impressive job for them. So yeah, James Bond is my game of the year so far. If I had completed, there's a game that I haven't completed yet, and I feel like if I complete that, then it might go top.
Can I guess?
And I do want to try and complete it. Sorry?
Saros?
Yeah, Saros, yeah. So I do want to try and complete that by the end of the year. I just feel like you done the right thing with Saros and like mashed out and got it done.
Yeah.
I feel like Saros is one of those games that's very hard to sort of go back to, like leave it, go back to, leave it. I need to get it done in one go.
Yeah.
Just because it's one of the more challenging games, I guess, that in terms of like the runs and that, and if you die, it then feels like you're taking a lot longer to complete it. Whereas with games like First Light and Pragmata, it's just you get through the campaign, that's the game done sort of thing, and then if you want to do all the extra stuff, it's up to you. But yeah, if I manage to complete Saros, then that might take top spot. And also really had a lot of fun with Reanimal, but I think that was more the game was good and the atmosphere of the game was really good and sort of the dark side of it, but also the co-op side of it was really fun with Reanimal as well. So
you don't
those
fancy
sort of
finishing
like-
Resident Evil, no?
Sorry?
You don't fancy finishing Resident Evil by the end of the year?
Who knows? Maybe. If I
Not. He's not.
Who knows?
Depending-
That's a no.
I do think
Depending on what I'm
Saros is
doing with
more
him, yeah.
Andy's kind of game anyway.
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely that's
The only thing
What's
I would say is that the game does get less scarier
no, it doesn't.
in its later stages.
It doesn't.
Because
No,
it does
doesn't.
go
I've
more to
seen
the
it.
action
It doesn't.
side. Well, if you're not a pussy,
I-
you do it.
I would, if I could have the game completed and then play it on like the next sort of run through with all the other stuff, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah.
But
The
it's obviously getting through all that stuff.
sometimes, and obviously you probably won't want to do this, but sometimes they release like some of those extra things as paid options, so you can pay like
Okay.
£5 and get all the unlocks. So
Yeah.
that is like one option.
Do
If
people
they-
actually do that?
I
I'd
don't know if
maybe be
people do,
tempted.
but it's some of those things can
If
be
it's-
quite hard to unlock. You've got to do a fair amount of runs to get some of those higher items. And
Yeah.
if
I
you
feel
are
like-
scared of I don't know, all the creatures, then yeah, sometimes you just want a rocket launcher to kill them straight away.
I feel like for me, something like that, for someone who doesn't potentially like horror games, but wanting to play Resident Evil and try and force myself to get through it just because of how good Resident Evil is across, like fans rave about it. Both of you obviously rave about it. It's one of those games
Yeah.
that I get hyped about, I want to play, but then you start playing it, it's like, oh, I hate all the horror stuff.
Yeah.
But if I could buy upgrades and play it more for, I'm just going to run through and blow shit up and then still enjoy the story, then I would be tempted.
Yeah, but my argument would be that part of the reason we love it is because of the first
Yeah,
you're not-
playthrough. You know what I mean? Like as
I
much as
get
I
what you
found
mean,
enjoyment
yeah.
out of running through with the Requiem gun and just blowing
You're
people's
not
heads off,
not
it's
getting
the same.
the full experience by just doing that. And so if you were even going to do that, I wouldn't actually recommend you finishing it, because that's not the Resident Evil experience. In terms of the
Well-
whole point of it is to kind of get immersed into it, and it's meant to be creepy, and you're meant to not have everything at your disposal on first run. So I just think
But
it takes away.
if they offer that as something, then it is an experience. It's a different type of experience.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
they wouldn't offer it.
It might be. It's just not personally. I just don't think that that's worth people's time. But that's just a difference of opinion. I think that's you might as well just play an action game and just or go to COD Zombies if you want to just run through. I know I'm saying
No,
that's
because that's completely different. Because obviously Resident Evil has a whole story to it. So if I buy the upgrades, I can still complete the campaign and enjoy the story to Resident Evil. I just have some of the earlier unlocks or later unlocks earlier. So I still think you can get an experience from it. Just might not be the one that you're used to.
Yeah.
Even with those unlocks, Andy, there's a bit towards the end where you play as Grace again. Grace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Play as her again right near the end, and you don't really have them. So it's like
No.
there's that one section where you're in this lab kind of area, where you're almost like back to playing as normal, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Obviously, I watched some of your stream, Welchy, when you was on maybe your second or third run.
Yeah.
And that scene where you was Leon, I know you did have a rocket launcher, and watching it, I thought, oh, that looks really cool. I'd love to get to that sort of part. So that's again another reason why, if I could unlock those things, in a cheating way, I guess, then it would be fun to do it still.
Just to update everyone, Spain. You want to know the final score?
Yes.
Spain scored a last-minute winner. Mikel Merino.
Oh, I love you.
Nice.
I love you, Mikel Merino. Oh, it's beautiful.
Portugal knocked out the World Cup.
I am.
I feel like all of our episodes recently are just like updating everyone on the football.
Live.
See, I saw it pop. I was like waiting, and then sometimes you get like VR goal disallowed, but sometimes I don't get notifications. So I thought I don't want to celebrate it until it's confirmed. I'm like, yes.
No, I've had 2 notifications telling me that Portugal are out. Anyway, we're not here to talk about football. We're talking about games. My game of the year so far is a tough one. I didn't think it was going to be this tough. I'm going to edge it to Resident Evil Requiem. We've already spoke about it a lot. Amazing game. Played it 4 times within a month to get the platinum. Experienced it in every kind of possible way you can to get that platinum. And I do still think it's the overall most refined, best overall product for Resident Evil. I would always say, and I don't think I'll ever deviate away from this, that the first half of Resident Evil 7 is peak Resident Evil. Like, you can't get better than that first half in terms of the scary psychological horror. But then the game falls away a little bit in the second half, which makes me go more like a 9.5 out of 10. Maybe a 9, I don't know. And Village is slightly worse than 7, but still amazing. Requiem just has it all. It's the first game, to my knowledge at least, that has managed to kind of link both the psychological horror where you're playing as a scared girl and Grace with limited ammo, and like you feel like, and you can choose your camera, but if you use the way they want you to, first person mode, which is much more like in your face, and then you switch up to Leon, and it's the action side of things. It's like a break from that gameplay, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing! Like having that mix of both. They almost got the pacing wrong, but in the end they got it right. There was a point halfway through the game where I was like, there's not much Leon here, but then it ends up being just about right. So incredible game. I imagine it will be in my top. It will definitely be my top 5. I'll be stunned if it's not in my top 5 at the end of the year. Then we've had one hell of a second half of 2026. But it should be there. It should probably be top. I can't even say top 3. We'll get onto the games coming later on in the year, but like there's a potential that it's not, which is insane to me.
If it's not in your top 5, I'd be very, very surprised, even if it scrapes in at 5th. If there's better games.
Off the top of my head, it's going to come 4th. It's like a lowest, but you never know. I guess you just never know. The closest one was 007, and that's really close for me. I think I gave that a 9. Which obviously makes it sound like it's a whole point away from Requiem. But the further I get from 007, the more I think, man, what a fucking game that was. Like, it's the most Uncharted game that isn't Uncharted that I can think of. It's almost like they took Uncharted but put James Bond in it, and don't get me wrong, it's not quite to that level. The set pieces aren't quite as ridiculous and silly as they
They're not
can
far
get in
away, though.
Uncharted. But it's what I felt like playing. Like I felt like I was playing. When you play Uncharted, you feel like playing a movie, and I felt like that.
Yeah.
But then they even made it even more special by making it specifically a James Bond movie. So I thought it did a phenomenal job with that game, and it was, again, we always say this, like, and I said it with the movie side recently. Sometimes you go into games or movies with massive expectations, and you play it, you're like, yeah, that was good, but like I was told it was this
Yeah.
good, you know what I mean? And then it's like it's actually like here, and the 007, that all the trailers were coming. I was thinking, I'm not sure. This might be down here. The reviews come out, and I was like, okay, it says it's up here, but I still don't believe you. And it was fantastic. So I think that also helps when you go into a game a bit like, I don't think it's going to be that good, and it ends up being fantastic. Like Resident Evil was one of those ones where hype hit and expectations were met, which is quite rare in these days. I do want to shout out two other games, just quick honorable mentions. Saros is probably my third place right now. Again, not my typical game. I don't like, I always moan about games which make you start from the beginning when you die, all that kind of stuff. But I like the way Saros did it. The constant progression in that game is brilliant. Like the skill tree in that game is a joke. Like it's unbelievably big.
That's got to be the biggest skill tree in
yeah.
every game. Like it must be.
It's insane. But that makes you feel like you're constantly getting rewarded. Even if you're doing a quick run and fail, you can do one or two upgrades, and you just know you're getting stronger and better each run. I thought it was fantastic. Some of the enemy designs, particularly boss battles in that game, were some of the best I've played in a long time, and it surprised me. I think the story was probably lacking a little bit, but overall, gameplay-wise, some of the smoothest gameplay I've played this year. So phenomenal game. And Reanimal. I think Reanimal is a sleeper hit this year because, yes, you could argue, is it just because we enjoyed it co-op wise? But this game was made for co-op. You can't really knock it. And when you think about it, Directive 8020, you two played in co-op, and
Yeah,
you said actually even that wasn't done very well.
Properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to give credit where credit's due when a game does nail it. And obviously these guys have done it before, so they know what they're doing. But I do think they did it well. And even though the story was batshit crazy and just kind of confusing, some of the imagery in that game is shocking. Things I'll never forget. Like that ending is just absolutely insane.
Even the man from the first part,
Yes,
like I can still picture him. Like I can still picture all the like the weird, creepy stuff from that game. Like it sticks in your mind. So that's a good job from them on that.
I just thought it was really fun. Obviously, tough to compare it to games like Split Fiction, which are just a different level. But I do think it deserves a shout out. And I did not have Pragmata on my list because I probably think that's 5th or 6th on my list this year so far. And in danger of not making my top 10. Just because of the games coming this year. I'll tell you one game that is very much not being in my top 10. Actually, I won't talk about it. We won't talk about that game today.
I wonder what that could be.
Yeah. Must be a Switch game.
I didn't have Forza Horizon either, Jack, but that's just because racing games aren't typically my thing.
Yes,
but I can admit that it's a fantastic game. One game that none of us had, and probably obvious, the Invincible Versus.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, that was good. No, in it.
That game just needed a better campaign, a longer campaign, and a better one, and that could have been, an honorable mention somewhere. But that's a bit of a letdown when you look back. Although when I saw the announcement for the new characters and stuff, I was like, "Ooh, I might go back."
Well, the online side's the best part of that game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But even that, after a while, there's only so much of that you can do. Yeah. So yeah, it was a miss.
I think they've left a wide open hole for Marvel Token to come in and just dominate for the year in terms of new releasing fighting games. So I think that would actually dominate, and that's a game coming up, which means we should probably move on to the games for the rest of 2026. Let's get a big one out of the way. We're all excited for GTA 6. It's obvious.
Well, most of us, because one person probably still wants it to be delayed. Like, rub their hands. Please, don't let it come out.
Is there anyone who thinks that this might not live up to expectation?
No.
I don't think so.
Slightly.
Jack, that's okay.
Really?
Only because
the hype
I
is
think
so big.
we've the hype is very big for it. and it's going to get a lot of praise from people who literally don't play any other games, like the people who just buy a console to play GTA. It's going to get hype, but like, I don't know. I think GTA 5 came out in what, 2013?
Yeah.
And I think after that they done Red Dead, and the difference in storytelling, even though
Yes.
they're a completely different type of game, but then you say that you go back and play GTA 4 and the story is completely different on that. It's I think the storytelling in Red Dead 2 was so good, and just the story was so good, the characters were so good, that I think if it's another game just like GTA 5, I will be a little bit disappointed with it. I think it's got to have a really strong story. I think the gameplay is going to be fine because it's GTA. I think story-wise, it's got to have a really good story for me to go, yeah, that is game of the year. Because at the moment, I'm more excited for other games.
Me
What
too,
I would-
Jack.
Yeah.
Wow. The only thing I would say, just on the back of that, I think you mentioned about the story, and I understand where you're coming from. I don't think that what you're saying is completely sort of out there, but this is the first female protagonist that we're going to have. And whereas like in GTA 5, it got it absolutely perfectly banging with switching between Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, I think it's going to get it spot on between jumping between Jason and.
Do we know we're jumping between them?
I think it'll be chapters of
It
playing
might
as
be
different
chapters,
people.
but I feel like they did it so seriously in GTA 5, it would make sense that, like, especially if we're doing like a heist, that you can switch between, Jason has to then save and then it switches over. Like, that makes sense in my mind. It may not do it in that sort of way.
Yeah, they might not let you do it in free roam.
No, they may not. It might just be exclusively to the missions. But also, I think because obviously from the trailer, they're love interest, they're a couple, that I think it's going to try and hopefully make you really engaged. So then you're so protective over each other. So when those moments happen, or say like it presents you with a choice where you've either got to save one or the other, like you're going to be like, well, who do I go with? Like, I just think the scope, particularly with the fact that there's a different dynamic that we've not had in a previous GTA game. Obviously, they could get that wrong, but I think if they get that right, that's going to really, really be like the difference to what we've had in previous GTA titles. So that's where I'm getting hyped about.
I am more on Jack's opinion that the Red Dead story is, up there with The Last of Us, the Uncharted. It's like top tier.
Oh yeah, I
God of
agree. I agree
Wars.
with that.
But
It's the best Rockstar game.
GTA have good stories, but they're never that level.
Yeah.
Can they do that with GTA? Probably. There's nothing saying they can't. But then GTA has always been almost like a parody of real life, hasn't it? Like
Yeah.
But do you guys want that? Do you want a story that lives up to Red Dead 2? Because they are very different games.
Well, so my biggest complaint with Red Dead 2 is gameplay. I think it's boring. I think it's too slow and repetitive and boring. Like, I don't look back at that game and think, I love that gameplay. I look back and think, what an amazing story. So
yeah, that's fair.
I don't want them to go so hard on the story that the GTA gameplay becomes boring, because GTA is famous for being so fun to play.
Yeah.
But I hope they spend less time making horse testicles like they did in Red Dead 2, and actually just spend more time making a fun game and a well-written story. It doesn't have to be dark and gloomy all the time. Like, it can be fun, it can be funny. Yeah. It doesn't always have to be about death and this and this and that. But as long as it's like epic and like the heists are like really cool and there's the highest stakes, like it doesn't have to be as doom and gloom as Red Dead 2 gets. Like, you can still make a great story. I'm not saying I'm expecting to come away from this, my personal score to be at least a 9, if not a 10.
Yeah.
I mean, one easy way for us to get loads of fucking engagement on this podcast is for all of us to come back saying, "Oh, it's a fucking 6 out of 10. It's a 5 out of 10."
I also think that Rockstar's attention to detail as well. So although I know you're saying
they
that you
go
want
too
to spend less
far
time,
with it. Like, I don't want
but
them
that's
to get
also
too...
one of the. I personally, I've never had that issue with a previous GTA game. Like, I've always found the
I've not had it
balance.
with GTA, but Red Dead 2
Absolutely
gameplay
right.
was...
Yeah, the only thing that wound me about Red Dead was like particularly towards its latter stages that you spent like half an hour to an hour on a farm doing the same shit over and over again. I was like, why are we doing this in an epilogue of just when you're as Joe? I was like, this is ridiculous. But everything else is so perfect that I was like, well, I forgive you for that. And I feel like GTA 6 will be the same. Like, look at, we're talking about the biggest video game of the decade. Got a lot to live up for, but
if not
I think
all time.
all time, yeah. I think it's going to personally live up to the expectation. Obviously, it's a problem because when you've got a bar that is so high,
Yeah.
it's very easy to come away from it and start picking holes in it. But you probably could argue you could do that for all of GTA games in a way. There's always something small, but they're still amazing in that sort of sense as well.
Yeah, it's going to be so interesting. Oh, go on, Andy.
No, just going to say I agree more with Steve in terms of like it's not the game I'm most excited for. But I don't think Rockstar release it until they know it's like perfect. So that's what makes me think it will live up to the hype, because if they thought people aren't going to love this, or there's even like a small bug in it, or certain things that aren't right with it, then they would just delay it until it's ready to be released. So I do think it will live up to the expectations. But I just still think it's so far away that there's so many more games, and because of GTA coming out in November, we've got a ton of games coming out before it that I'm definitely more excited for. I'm not even thinking about GTA really. There's other games that I want to play.
I am.
First. I'm excited for.
I think also, and this is more of a selfish thing from my part, because obviously, like they have said that it's going to play best on the PS5 Pro, which is mainly the reason why I bought the upgrade. Like, I obviously wanted to upgrade, but I probably wouldn't have upgraded had it not been for GTA 6. And the fact that it's going to only run at, I think, 60 FPS at like the full frame, but only a PS5 Pro can do that. I'm like, well, not only am I going to get GTA 6, but I'm going to get GTA 6 looking like at its absolute best. Like, it will be at the very top. So that in and of itself, I'm excited about, let alone everything else. It's the only game that I've taken a week off work for. I've booked a whole week off work just to play it. And I don't do that for probably any other game. Maybe FC, but not a week. I might book off like a Friday it comes out and have the weekend. But I've got a whole day. Yeah, I used to book off like the day it came out.
No, not EAFC. That's not.
Be on a Friday, and then I would like start my ultimate team and my Arsenal career mode and have a lovely weekend. But like as I said, I am even though I'm excited. I agree with what Andy was saying that we've got so many great games to come. But at the back of my mind, I'm like, November, my birthday, a week later, GTA 6. I'm hibernating. See you later, world. Like I'm there. So I am so excited for it.
I'm excited. Like, don't get me wrong, it's the biggest event. I genuinely think it's the biggest event ever. Like,
oh yeah,
it makes Marvel Avengers this year seem like nothing to me. Like, it's all GTA 6.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to break every record, no matter how good or bad it is, because everyone's going to pre-order and get it. So everyone's going to be playing at the same time. It's going to be one of those moments in history where everyone's doing it. Like, everyone's talking about it. I was with my friend JMO. He wanted a shout out, and this is a shout out to see if he's listening. Yesterday, and he hasn't played games in a while now. He's just had a kid and hasn't found the time. And I said, "But you're going to be back for GTA, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be back for GTA." Like everyone's coming back. Like it's the event to bring everyone who's wanted to play games and hasn't been able to for whatever reason. They'll find the time for this. So it's going to be a massive event. I just have that niggling thing thinking, have we built it up too much?
Yeah, I don't think you're right. Did you also see separately that they're approaching 250,000 pre-orders already for GTA 6, which is absolutely nuts. 250,000 in like what, a week?
Is that it?
Well, last time I checked, it was approaching 100,000. That was after 4 days, so it might be even more.
That doesn't sound like much.
But just for a pre-order though, where a game is not coming out till November and we're in July.
That doesn't sound right. That
Find
GTA
out,
should be breaking records.
Maybe it's gone up, but I'm pretty sure it would have broken the record for the most amount of pre-orders, considering when it's coming out. Surely.
There's been 50 million GTA 6 pre-orders.
Oh, 50! Oh shit! Okay, that definitely is a
This was
different
as
number.
of the 26th of June. GTA 6 has reportedly had over 50 million pre-orders, generating over 4 billion in revenue already.
That's even before the game hit.
50 million in pre-orders.
Does it say the percentage of how many of that was the Ultimate Edition? Because I think I saw something from that as well.
I can open this up. I don't want it to. Sometimes if there's like adverts on the page, it fucks things up.
I imagine it'll pretty much be all of them, just because of the way they've done it. That like half the maps lock to you unless you don't get that.
I will say I give Rockstar special praise that I can buy the Ultimate as an add-on. so I'm getting the cover art
Yeah,
on my
that's good they've done
birthday,
that.
and then I can spend then the extra 20, so I still get the ultimate with my box cover,
Yeah.
which will go.
But they shouldn't really be locking any sort of game content behind different editions.
No, it was a shocking decision. Wasn't it? Yeah, they should never have done it.
Yeah, 15 million. I'm just trying to think. Name a game like this. God of War Ragnarok sales. One of the biggest
Probably like
Sony
20 mil.
titles of. I know it's set to one console, which it makes it worse.
And PC. No, it's on PC.
Eventually, yeah. God of War Ragnarok sales.
I reckon about 20 mil.
So
Like
as of
30.
November 2023, which was the year it came out in 2022.
So like a whole year of sales.
So a year of sales. It came out in 2022, right?
2022
Yeah.
Rock came out.
So in a year it made 15 million copies. 1
Cool.
5.
That's crazy.
GTA's done it in a week.
Comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously they have only one more console, right? Xbox. And
Yeah.
actually Ragnarok didn't launch on PC until 2 years after.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
just one console. But I imagine of that 50 million, because PC isn't on GTA. GTA is not on PC yet.
Yeah.
So
Another
it's,
year.
true.
so it's just Xbox and PlayStation. And I think I did see something like 80% of it is PlayStation. So
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, I saw
even
that
if you just took the PlayStation numbers, it's blowing God of War Ragnarok out the water.
Yeah.
Which is
it's
crazy.
even like back when like Call of Duty was at its absolute sort of peak, and like obviously everyone would have been pre-ordering. I'm thinking of like in between sort of from the years of like COD 4 to like I don't know Black Ops. Those numbers probably were at the time massive, but are like probably a tenth of what GTA 6 has done,
So
which just shows you how big it is.
Spider-Man 2 did 11 million. It did 5 million in its first 11 days. Again, single console, but nowhere near like it's astronomical numbers.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
most sensible people shouldn't be pre-ordering it on digital yet because you don't need to. You can do it whenever you want. So that number's only going to get higher. This could be 100 million pre-orders by the week before it releases.
So like
would be
at
a
midnight
joke.
on the 19th, you could have like 200 million. But I mean, the only thing I would worry about, I hope PlayStation servers will be able to cope with that.
Make sure you preload it a week before.
Yeah.
Because as long as you
Because,
got it downloaded,
like-
you can play it.
Yeah, because that's going to be sort of the activity. But it's great to see. I'm assuming they will release it. How many active users? Is it going to be a record for the most amount of active users at any one time at midnight on the 19th of November?
There's been obviously Game Pass lost a load of subscribers when they upped their price. They're coming back now that they've reduced it. PlayStation, we're going to talk about it later about the discs, but PlayStation lost a load of PS subscribers when they've made some decisions. As soon as that GTA Online comes, everyone's back.
Yeah.
Everyone's straight back. So
Yeah, it will be like a short-term loss, but you'll be back.
And
Like as Arnie says, you'll be back.
I say it now, I might change my mind, but I will not play GTA Online the day it comes out because last time I spent
when it's
a day
buggy,
trying to
yeah.
get into that game on the first
Yeah.
day, I couldn't.
I think it took me about a month. Like there were so
It was
many
ridiculous,
problems.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will be one to wait for.
But let's talk about other games, because as I've said, it's not my most anticipated, although it probably should be. It's not. Jack, you said the same. So what's yours?
I have two. Well, I have three, but one of them is we don't have a release date. So, Gears E-Day and Wolverine, and then Dustbloods would be in there as well. But I still have no fucking clue whether that's coming or not. Yeah, E-Day, I'm just really excited for. All of us here love the Gears series, and
I don't anymore.
oh no, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, Andy doesn't anymore because he can't play it. But yeah, really excited for that. I think finally getting that pre-story of 4 Gears 1. I mean, like you always hear little inklings of it about E-Day throughout the whole story, and even after like reading some of the comics, you get the little bit of the backstory. So being able to finally get that, seeing Dom and Marcus team up will just be amazing. I think they've made some really nice little gameplay changes to it. We'll see if they pay off. I was a little annoyed the rodeo run wasn't in it anymore, but yeah, just unbelievably excited to play that, and I think we'll love playing the multiplayer like I have with Gears 5. And it could just be a staple for me playing for a whole year, just mashing the multiplayer on it. Wolverine, I think I haven't got too much to speak on it because I think I've loved playing the Spider-Man games, and I think from all the trailers we've got of it, how visceral that game looks, and having that style of combat with how well we know Insomnia can already make a superhero game will just be amazing. And I really think they're going to hit it off. And I think it'd be quite nice to move to a more mission after mission after mission game. I love the open world of Spider-Man, but it obviously doesn't really work as well for Wolverine. So maybe because they've done that and it doesn't have to be open world, we might get an even better story than what we've got on the Spider-Man games, because they've literally focused on doing it mission to mission to mission instead of adding bits in between. But yeah, they're definitely my top two I'm excited for. GTA, I'm very excited for. I won't try to be a hater on it. I just think it's got to really hit with a story for it to be my game of the year. And if it does, then I think it definitely will be. But yeah, and Dustbloods, I'm really excited for that. I think that was one of the main reasons why I even picked up a Switch 2 so early, because I thought it was going to be coming out a lot sooner than it has. But if we finally get a release date for that and it's out within this year, then yeah, that could definitely be up there for me as well, depending, I guess, how it plays as well. But yeah, those three for me.
I might as well jump in because E-Day is my most anticipated. When it got first announced, it sounded like a dream game. It went quiet for so long. And then this year with the Xbox Direct, the whole trailer, then they did their own 20-minute Gears of War deep dive. After watching that, I was like, oh yeah, this is the one. Like this, I am so in. And they do it every time. Any Gears game comes out, I'm like, yeah, this is the one. Like, well, they all are. I love them all, other than Judgment. Well, that's not that bad though. But like you say, Jack, going back to the E-Day, going back to the origin story of how it all started, I think it's the right move. Even though we do need a Gear 6, I think they do need to wrap up that trilogy. I am happy that we're going to get Marcus and Dom again. Some new characters as well. Ty is obviously going to return, which is going to be cool. We're going to see the origin of how they made the Lancer, the chainsaw gun. And I just think, even though we haven't seen Maria in any of the trailers, I just cannot believe they're not going to bring it up. Like, the whole Maria storyline with Dom is so emotional in Gears 1 and 2, specifically 2. And I guess 3 when it ends where his story goes. I just feel like they have to do something there. And I hope they do.
Yeah.
But I trust them anyway. I trust them to make a good story, make it fun, make it gory. Like Jack said, all the gameplay changes look really cool. A little bit hesitant with the climbing up things, but I'm sure it'll work out. And it's even like little things where they thought of, like, the wretches, they don't have armor. Like, this is E-Day, this is the first day they're coming out of the ground, so the wretches look different. And I was like, why do they look so different? But then when they explained it, it's like, of course, like they haven't got armor yet. Like, they adapt later on in the games, because Gears 1 is like 10 years after E-Day or something like that, even longer.
Possibly, yeah.
So even there's so many things that can change in that time. So super excited for E-Day and the multiplayer, horde mode coming back, all that stuff. Like, it's definitely my number one anticipated. Doesn't mean it's going to be my game of the year. Like, I could play the campaign and be like, it's a bit disappointing. Like, I wanted this, and this, or the multiplayer is not quite as good as 5, whatever. It might be like 5th or 6th on my list, but right now, in terms of my hype, it's the game I cannot wait for. I'm gutted I'm going to miss the beta. It's really grinding my gears, no pun intended. Other games I'm looking forward to are Wolverine. Just me and you, Jack, will just do the same ones. All the same things you said. It's Insomniac. I trust them. And as you said, they're doing like mini open sections, aren't they? I think, rather than open world.
Like, we saw like the investigate sort of thing, didn't we?
So
was that when it leaked?
That might be when it leaked. But
yeah,
there's no smoke without fire. But yeah. Super excited for that game. I did have an honorable mention here, I think, as well. No, I didn't. I didn't bring an honorable mention. I guess I'm
Switch Sports Resort, was it?
No, not that one. I am anticipating and looking forward to Control Resonant, the third game in that series. The second game in that series, sorry. But the level of hype is so much lower than Wolverine and Gears, and obviously GTA. yeah, Gears E Day is just occupying my mind at the minute, which is probably bringing my hype down for GTA as well, because I'm just like so focused in on that game, and that game's got a good window, like it's beginning of October,
Yeah.
and from then on, it's like everyone's scared. So
Mm.
I should just be able to enjoy Gears for a month, and then I can spend GTA for a month. So it could be a really fun time with just 2 games.
Yeah.
Stephen,
Aren't they doing
go on.
a Gears of War movie as well?
Yes,
keep
but
saying.
they've been saying that for
Is that-
so long. But yes, this
But
supposedly
I've been
with
seeing a lot more
Netflix, I
pop
think.
up it lately though.
Yeah.
Is that set in E-Day? Or
I
time?
imagine it'd be Gears 1. They might show some of Gears E Day, like they will show what happened maybe. But I imagine they're going to want to have Ram in there as the villain.
Yeah.
It's also, that's a good point on E Day. Like it'd be interesting to see what they use as a villain for that game, because I mean you can use Ram, but no, you can't, because Marcus is kind of shocked when he first sees him in Gears 1. So it's going to be interesting what they use as like the big bad guy for that that storyline. But no, movie. Everyone's talking about fan casting at the minute. Who they're going to pick?
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. They need to get the casting right for that type of film.
Yeah, but again, sometimes it's better to just do a story,
A different story
within that
in the world.
universe. But
Yeah.
that's tough on Gears, isn't it? Like Gears is so Marcus Phoenix focused.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it. I have always said I would love a story or more so a game where they just completely switch it up and go pure, almost Resident Evil or Outlast style, pure horror game. Be a random civilian on E-Day. Like imagine you're out for a meal with your wife or whatever it is. Emergent hole comes up outside and these massive 6'8" locusts just take over, but you're like a normal civilian. Like that kind of horror game, I just think it'd be perfect. But no one ever listens to me. I've said that multiple times on this podcast.
It'll be picked
Keep
up.
saying it one day, it will happen.
One
Yeah,
day
someone
someone
will
will
pick
do
it
it.
up.
Then I'll sue them. Andy, what is your most anticipated game? Because you said it wasn't GTA.
So ignoring the most obvious ones like GTA, Control, Wolverine, obviously I'm really excited for those games. But the most obvious one comes out in a couple of days, and that is Assassin's Creed.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Obviously,
Really?
I'm gonna be most excited for this because it's a few days away now. Like, what's the date? Comes out on the 9th, so
Thursday.
That'd be the day
that
this podcast
Thursday?
goes up. Yeah.
yeah. So I might not get a chance to play it until Sunday with like cinema trips and obviously then the football on Saturday. But yeah, obviously Black Flag, loved the original when it first came out, whenever that was, however long ago that was. It's my favorite Assassin's Creed, and I've always said in the back of my mind that if they're going to remake an Assassin's Creed game, then that's the one I'd love to sort of revisit. I can't remember exactly the percentage I got, but I remember sort of not being far away from getting the platinum in that game. So the fact that we're now getting it again, and they're cutting out all the stuff I didn't enjoy from the first one, all the I can't remember what they call it, the machine thing where you go back into like
Is it called
reality
the
sort of
Animus?
Animus.
Animus. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they've removed all of that from the remake. So yeah, they've just got all my favorite parts from the first one, got rid of all my bad parts, and gave me the perfect game. It's about pirates. You get to go around on your ship, playing as Edward again. The fact that he's going to Liverpool Comic Con, I might even have a chance to meet the main voice actor from the game. Like everything's just falling into place with that game, and I've been seeing a lot of sort of previews and sort of gameplay on YouTube from it, and I'm just very excited to dive back into that world, especially since I haven't really played or enjoyed a lot of the more recent Assassin's Creed games. So it's good that they're going back to some of their roots, or like some of the parts that I've enjoyed of the Assassin's Creed franchise.
So I got a text from Andy about 2 weeks ago, because obviously me and Andy
Not
game
from
share.
Dukes.
And Andy said, "I've pre-ordered Black Flag, mate, just in case you do decide to play it." And my reply said, "Probably more chance of me increasing my mixtape score."
Have you increased your mixtape score?
No, I'm not doing either. But no, I'm happy you're excited for it, and I know Jack, you're probably going to play it.
I might get it.
Okay.
I might get it. I want to see what the reviews are like on it first.
Well, that should be the next couple.
That should be very soon, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they should be good. I haven't really enjoyed the combat on Shadows or Mirage, so I just want to see what it's like first to then go back into it. But like other than that, I love the story on the game and general being a pirate and being on the ship and singing shanties. It's fucking brilliant. But
Yeah.
if they hit it off with the combat and they've made some good tweaks to it, then yeah, I think I definitely will pick it up this year.
They have definitely made a few changes to the combat. Whether they're going to be positive or negative, I don't know yet. Because some of the things that this YouTuber was saying when I was watching the gameplay, there were things I was thinking, oh, I don't know how I feel about that in terms of, is that going to take away from the experience of being able to sort of fight multiple sort of enemies in one go? But yeah, I loved all the ship combat on Black Flag as well. So I'm hoping they haven't changed that too much, and then just made slight improvements to it. But yeah, I've got a couple of honorable mentions as well, sort of more smaller, sort of fun games. Minecraft Dungeons 2, like I'm really excited for that, just because it's a short game that you jump on. It's 4-player co-op. You just run through, sort of killing creepers, zombies, whatever it is. It's obviously different to the actual Minecraft game, but yeah, I'm really excited for that too. And then we'll see RuneScape Dragon Wilds, I think it's called. Again, obviously love RuneScape, playing that as a kid throughout school and stuff. Obviously, I know it's different being on console and it's not the same as RuneScape, but excited to see what sort of familiar stuff pops up in terms of sort of weapons, armor, characters, if there's anything sort of that they're taken from the main game, which I'm sure they have. I'm excited to see that. And then also Rayman, which I think comes out on the same day as Gears of War, but that's just because I loved that on Nintendo as a kid. So
yeah. That, I know we discussed it on when we did the reaction, but that is a full remake of a previous game. It's not a brand new game. But still,
what, Rayman?
Yeah, Rayman. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, Jack, we sound so basic, aren't we? Gears of War, Wolverine. Then Andy comes with all these fucking unique titles.
That's the fun thing about this year, though. Like, you've got all these big games coming out towards the end of the year, but then in between it all, like all these, I know Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a remake, so that's a bigger title. But like Minecraft Dungeons 2, RuneScape Dragon Wilds, and Rayman coming out in between all of that. And there'll be smaller, sort of cheaper games to pick up. Obviously, RuneScape's free, Minecraft Dungeons like 25 quid, 30 quid. Yeah. They're just all sort of fun, and they look colourful as well. Like, I just like the way they look. Like they're not dark games.
What I meant to say was Hello Kitty Party Land on October 29th. I'm really excited for that.
Well, based on your Fantasy League critics games,
I can't pick it up.
What's the
other games? Covenant of the Chicken Foot, or
that's not
some games called that.
Yeah, that's game of the year. Leave it alone.
What's that Barbie game that's coming out a week before GTA?
Barbie Rewind on November 12th. Yeah, no, that's my top one.
Yeah.
Well, that might be a birthday present for me. That comes out on my birthday.
Stephen,
I had one more. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I haven't got a lot to talk about it, but just Star Wars Galactic Racer. I genuinely want to pick that up.
Yes. More than that.
It looks very good.
It does.
It looks very good.
Yeah. What date is that?
That's it. Sorry.
I think probably September.
I think the date put me
October
off.
6th, same day as E-Day.
Yeah, the date put me off.
Okay.
I'm not getting that.
Okay, maybe not, but it's there.
Maybe not straight away, but
yeah. Stephen, obviously GTA 6, but is there anything else, or what's your next most anticipated?
COD, EAFC.
Oh, not COD.
I mean,
not COD.
What I will say.
No.
Hang on. Modern Warfare 4 will be an honorable mention. The only reason I say that is that the campaign for Black Ops 7 was nothing short of an absolute disgrace. Like, it was shocking. So I've always never had a problem with the Infinity Ward side of the campaigns, and I kind of missed this year not kind of sticking it on veteran, making it a challenge and getting through. I don't think I'm going to care too much about the multiplayer or anything else, because even I'm getting to that point where I'm like, I don't really care for that too much. Although I am probably going to pick up Black Ops 1 and 2, which is being ported over.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Because I do love, I do love both of those games. Yeah, it's not far away that. Although I think they're like 40 quid each, but that's by the by. I think, well, a report that I read is that they're £40 for 1 and 2. I don't know if it's £40 for both.
That's a piss take.
It is a little bit.
It is for both.
But
each.
I I really, really love like the Call of Duty campaigns, and I was really let down. I think we were all let down by how abysmal Black Ops 7 was. And the fact that that drops a few weeks before GTA, that will be nice. My idea be, get the campaign done, and then we'll be kind of on the cusp of GTA 6 coming out. I think that comes out mid-October. Before that, though, I'm both with you guys in terms of Wolverine. I can't wait for Wolverine. I remember playing X-Men Origins Wolverine back in 2010, I imagine, because it came out, I think, the year after the film. I had it on PSP, which was like a basic toned down version. And then I got it on Xbox 360, which was like a full-blooded, a bit like, the Deadpool video game. And I remember playing that and going, that's how you use Wolverine's claws. And this was before like we got Logan and stuff like that. Like, I've always wanted to see a darker version of Wolverine. And when it was announced that Insomniac were doing it, I think when we spoke about it, I really want them to do a darker version. I don't want it to be like Spider-Man. I want it to be bloody. I want it to be mature. So that was actually a good prediction for me, because that's exactly what we're getting with Wolverine. And I just think that, it's Insomniac. I think you said it, Welchy. I have no worries about them. They've never, ever disappointed me. And this has been a long time coming. They've had to go through an awful lot as a company to get to this point. So I'm really, really excited to play that. The only other one, really, that I'm really, really excited to play is Halloween, the video game in September. I am actually really, really excited for that. Obviously, it's got the whole co-op functionality, but there's a single-player story. And I hope that it will jump between you as the survivor and then you step into the shoes of Michael Myers. Some of the clips of him walking down the street on Halloween night, I've always wanted to experience that in a video game. And we've had Michael Myers in different features. I know, obviously, like you get him in like Fortnite, which is funny, especially when he's got the jack-o'-lantern behind. So as you're killing somebody, it's got a reflection of a pumpkin behind on the wall. And obviously Dead by Daylight, he's featured. But to actually have a proper Halloween game that feels like it's been made by people that love the films, appreciate it, I would be massively disappointed if that is shit. Like, that's one that I'm worried, because it could easily be terrible.
Yeah. How's the
though.
co-op going to work on that?
Sorry?
How's the co-op going to work on that game?
I think it will be a case of similar where, like, one of you will be Michael Myers, where you be a survivor, and it'd be a bit like, it's like the Friday the 13th video games or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where you come together as a group and you've got to run from Michael Myers. I don't know if the story aspect is going to have that as well, or if it's just a single player. I don't actually know that. But I read an article that there will be either multiplayer, like co-op. I don't know if that extends to the story, but there's still a lot that we don't know. Like, even though it's coming in September, like, you can't pre-order it yet, and we've not seen massive stuff. I think the last one I saw was the story campaign trailer, which again didn't really give too much. Like, we've not seen a gameplay. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've seen a gameplay trailer yet for that, for Halloween.
I think we saw a little bit.
Yeah.
We saw it.
What's
but
the
not
release date for it?
September.
September
Yeah, do you know
7th,
the exact date?
I think.
Just because obviously that's the stacked month, so you're actually going to pick up in September.
I'll be picking it up in September.
It's
yeah.
the week before Wolverine.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it'll be kind of game that you can get done in a week. So, like, if it's just a linear story, like, 6 to 10 hours, you can get that done before Wolverine drops. Because then you can dip into the multiplayer and other aspects as and when. But yeah, I'm excited for it. But that's one that carries a lot of risk. Where I'm pretty confident Wolverine's going to be great. Modern Warfare 4, I mean, it can't. The thing is, Modern Warfare 4 can't be any worse than Black Ops 7. And if it is, Call of Duty needs to stop. And it can. I was waiting for one of you fuckers to say it. But, like, they would have to do something monumentally bad. Like, anything this year is going to be a bonus. I mean, I probably will test out the multiplayer, but I am so done with Call of Duty multiplayer. Like that's why I think playing Black Ops, because it will remind me of a time where I really did enjoy it. But, like, that has kind of had its day now for me. But we'll always pick up Call of Duty for its campaign. And I get a nice steelbook as well. And there won't be too many of those. So I've got to make the most of that.
I am disgusted that Black Ops 1 and 2 are $40 each.
Like, they actually
is it 40 each,
I
isn't
checked
it?
PlayStation Store and they're not even available yet. So
No,
And
they are meant to be coming this month though, which is
checking online,
weird.
it says July, but there's no confirmed date. So this is all hearsay. There's no actual, but they're expecting it to be 40 each, and that's dollars, so it
Yeah.
could be 30, 35 pounds.
Yeah.
But
That's
then
still 70 quid.
the next
for
line
Black Ops.
says DLC map packs may be sold separately. Fuck
No
off.
way.
You could
No
not do
way.
that.
think-
No,
I think
yeah.
it'll be
I
It
bundled.
would
has
not
to be
do it.
bundled in.
Yeah, it'll be bundled surely.
You
That's
could not
like-
charge
they're
us
normally like
that
what?
amount of money.
12 or 15 pound each, and
Yeah.
each of them have like 4,
Yeah.
like
The
or
maps,
5
yeah.
on some of
Do
them.
you know what makes that even funnier? On Black Ops 3, they imported all of the zombie map packs from Black Ops 1 and 2. So we've already
Yeah.
got that. But it's obviously what I'm like about this is it's going to feel exactly like it was.
It's the
Like it won't
gameplay
be
as
an
well, innit?
updated. Yeah, it won't be an updated version. But we've still already kind of got that. So what, you're going to say that I've got to buy that again?
But what you forget is that you two are the only people in the world that give a shit about zombies. Like, everyone else cares about the good stuff.
I
What
think
about
you'll
the
find a lot of
multiplayer?
people like the zombie.
I mean, Andy, are you gonna buy any of the remasters?
Not if they're that price and
Oh, just
it,
do it, and all 4 of us can do an Easter egg on zombies, and
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
love
You're
it.
not
Carrot-
gonna
Oh,
get
Tower of
come on.
Babel.
Fucking the amount of hours I put in on rematch for you, I don't even like that game. I don't-
Yeah.
no, I'm
Bullshit.
joking.
I'd
Jack, they
be
could do
buying it to use the guns on multiplayer. for sure.
they could do the Die Rise Easter egg, with all of the different Mondrian tiles from Black Ops 2, which took me like 3.5 hours to complete. I had to get 3 randomers on a chat forum because none of my
I
friends.
love it. We'll get so
Yeah.
frustrated, and we'll all love it together.
We will change your mind on zombies. That's how bad it was. My
Yeah.
mates used to take the piss out of me for like, I'd go, oh guys, you want to do an Easter egg with me? And they'd be like, fuck off. So I literally had to type in the chat room, looking for 3 players to do an Easter egg, must be in the UK and be available from 1 to 5 in the afternoon. So yeah, that was my life back in like 2011, 2012.
I wonder how
Andy,
many people get you out of their teams. Yeah.
I actually got all of them done, mate. So you can fuck off.
You can hold the zombie. We're gonna go do the steps.
Yeah. Yeah,
Andy,
hold my coffee.
obviously we game share. If you had
Yes.
to pick one, Black Ops 1 or 2 to get,
Oh man.
I know what
That's
I
a
would
hard
pick.
one.
I know what I would pick.
Probably Black Ops 1.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's do it.
No, Black Ops 2, like some of the maps on there are really fucking cool.
We're not talking about
Right, Black
zombies.
Ops.
It's Black Ops 1.
Black
No, I
Ops
was talking
1.
multiplayer. I was talking about actually
It-
multiplayer.
Black Ops 1 multiplayer maps
Oh,
are the
great
best.
maps.
Like, they can't be touched.
Had
Some-
great
Lord,
maps.
They
Lord,
all
And the
come back.
campaign on
Right.
that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
campaign
That
comes
game's
real
so
on Black
good.
Ops 1.
Cool. Well, that's our most anticipated games and our game of the year so far. We are going to take a very quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about PS5 or Sony making some crazy decisions, and then what else we have been playing. So be right back. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. We have been discussing our game of the year so far, as well as our most anticipated games for the rest of 2026. Before we go into PlayStation or Sony making crazy decisions, there has been a change to the Fantasy Critic League. So I want to give a quick update. So Andy has made a move. A
I have,
bold
yep.
move. So although probably
course he has.
sensible. Probably sensible.
It's based on logic.
Yeah, so he has dropped unannounced mainline Half-Life game because probably not going to come. Like,
There's been literally no chat on it, so
I mean, the only time they could drop is November because everyone on PC can't play GTA. But, a lot of
Yeah.
people have a way of playing GTA.
I still think like we would have heard something by now
I think so.
if they were going to drop it.
Yeah.
It's got to like the halfway part of the year, so
Valve are scared of the number 3. They've never made a game number 3, so never expect it to happen. So you drop that, and instead you have picked up for $10. Interesting.
Yeah. I've got money to play
Rayman.
around.
Rayman Legends Retold.
Yep.
Which
I went through.
How have they defined this? They've defined it as a remake. Okay, fine.
Yeah, so I went through and looked at all the sort of Metacritic scores for the Rayman games, and there's a lot of them. So they do sort of go up and down depending on which game. But the game that this is a remake from scored like high 80s, 90 or
Yeah.
something. So that was my decision process behind it.
And another update: Andy will be getting a score this week for Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yep.
And next would be Jack in a couple of weeks for Splatoon Raiders.
Yes.
Cool.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's move on to Sony. I want to make this relatively quick. I know this is going to be tough to make it quick because there's some big opinions on this topic. Last week, I believe it was last week. Have I got a date on this article? July 1st. So yes, last week. After we recorded, it always happens. We record our gaming episode, and then the next
Yeah.
day, Sony or someone says, "Oh, here's this massive news article." You're like, "Fuck you, fuck you." And that's probably our
Yeah,
fault
can't
for
you
doing
just
it on
wait?
Mondays, but
Can't they just wait and announce it Monday, like in the afternoon, ready for
Yeah.
us? That would be nice of them to do.
that'd be nice.
Not very considerate.
They announced on July 1st physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles, which I actually think there's something to be said about that. They haven't said for PS5, PlayStation consoles, which to me means, are we having PS6 around that time too? In response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. So they will still be at retailers in their boxes, like GTA 6, just with a digital code for you to download the game. No disc to put
Fucking
into the.
scuzz buckets. That's what I say.
I will read the full article before we give our opinions. So the article reads, and this is from Sid Schumann, Senior Director at Sony Interactive Entertainment. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that are already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as a general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. And that is it. Pretty short, pretty blunt.
To the point.
To the point, basically saying most of their consumers are now digital only. So we're going to get rid of discs and force everyone to be digital only. This was coming. Let's be honest. They made two consoles for PS5, one disc, one digital only, and then the PlayStation 5 Pro, I believe, is digital only.
Yeah, you have to buy
You
the
have to
disc
buy
drive
the disc
separately.
drive, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought maybe the PS6 would be a similar thing. It's just a digital console, but if you really want it, here's the extra drive. I wonder if they've also seen that there's not that many sales of this drive. Like, they've kind of looked at how many digital consoles they've sold, how many drives have been bought, how many PS5 Pros they've sold, how many drives they've bought. And I wonder if that number's been quite low. It's been coming. There's been things like Nintendo Switch do this a lot now, don't they, Jack? Where it's just a code.
There's only some where the whole game's actually on the cartridge, really.
Yeah, and that's been happening for years, where you put the cartridge in, it's a small download, and the rest is downloaded from the internet. It's been coming. I'm not surprised. I am kind of surprised they've just outright said, yeah, from this date, you're all gone. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. I'm just kind of surprised it's taken this long, if I'm quite honest. Stephen, I know you're very passionate about this. Jack probably second most. Me and Andy probably least, because we are digital anyway.
Yeah, it still does impact us though, in other ways.
It does, but I saw the
Not
Discord
as
comments. There's concerns about the PlayStation Store all of a sudden becoming extra expensive and charging whatever they want. I still firmly believe they can't do that. Like, at the end of the day,
there's
a
like
finite amount of money. If they start making every game £100, they will soon realize that their sales drop.
I don't think they'll increase prices though. But in terms of like such, I can't remember if this was in Discord or an article, but someone used God of War Ragnarok as an example. So at the moment, Ragnarok is still £70 in the store. You can go and buy that second hand for like 20 to 30 quid. As soon as they remove the physical disc, people are going to have to go buy that for 70 quid on the store. And because PlayStation,
Look,
that's
still
the
be
only
able to buy the
choice you'll
disc, though.
have. No, that's
No,
just
but
an
he means
example
like in future.
of
That's a bad
going
example.
I can't choose a future game because it
Let's
doesn't exist.
say
Yeah,
God of War
yeah.
Lawfare comes out in 2028. For that
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
they could charge it for 70 quid forever. You're saying, and like
Yeah.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
there won't be a disc version because
it's
they're
2028.
stopping it. So people
Another
won't
good
be able to go buy
example.
that game secondhand because it'll only be in the store. So
Another good
people are saying
example. Sorry.
there's going to be less. No, there's just going to be potentially less sales on the store because people will be forced to buy it through the PlayStation store.
There's countless examples. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is still, last one I checked, 70. Astrobot 70. I think Ali makes a great point. Like they could stay on the store and never go down in price. So you would always pay. Where like Astrobot, again, you can get for half that price at a retailer or buy second hand.
But it depends
That's a good point.
if they do anything to sort of support them using their store in terms of, like I said in Discord, is there going to be more benefits from buying games from the store? Will they have some sort of
they
thing
had that
where
and they got rid of it.
they
So
had that star
they're
thing, didn't they?
PlayStation
But
stars, and I was able to get a few gift cards from that.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
several gift cards as well. Sometimes you had the £5 and you had the £10
Yeah.
ones. So sometimes I was able to trip myself to £10.
And I think they
But you've
realized
also got
they quickly realized that people are making money from this. They're like, oh shit, shit,
Yeah.
let's get rid of this.
So maybe they bring something like that back. I did see something today with obviously you mentioning them losing subscribers, whatever. Then all of a sudden there's like a 50% sale on PlayStation Plus. I saw something about that, and then what was something I was going to say? The game sharing side, like me and you, game share Welchy. Will more people do that? And then all of a sudden you're paying the same price that you'd pay second hand. So
Yeah.
there are ways around it.
There's ways around it. I don't think it's going to impact me personally, and I'm not trying to be selfish. Like I get that it's going to impact people, but like most games that I am really interested in playing, I will just buy at full price on the day it comes out. So I'm not, and I'm digital only anyway. So like I'm not buying games secondhand.
Yeah.
Yes, if they decide actually, you know what, fuck the PlayStation sales, they could go down the Nintendo route. What Nintendo do is they have constant sales in their shop, but it's never Nintendo games. Like if it's Nintendo games, all their $70 games or pound games go down to like 60. Like, or if they're £50 games, go down to 40. They don't give you major discounts on their titles. So your God of Wars, your Ratchets, your Spider-Mans, your Wolverines could be games that are just always around that 50 to 70. They're never going to go down quite cheap enough for you to pick them up. But then third-party titles is more up to that publisher. So Capcom can still say, I want Resident Evil Requiem to be £15 today. Like that can still happen.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
PlayStation
not up
do
to
have
PlayStation.
sales on their games.
They do
But
now.
I've seen like
yes,
with Black Fridays and like that other like the Chinese New Year events and stuff. Like you're always seeing those bigger titles. Yeah, maybe not straight away, but eventually those titles do go on sale for a decent amount.
Yeah.
And you've also then got the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium services where a lot of the bigger games, like I've played God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us games, all through PlayStation Plus Premium or Extra.
And there's nothing, obviously they can, but there's nothing saying they're going to change that strategy. They've not said they're changing that. I understand the worry. If they don't change that strategy, if they still continue to have these decent sales and they still bring these games to these services at some point, then the worry about not being able to pick up games at cheaper prices kind of goes in my mind. But I do fully understand why people would be worried that they go the Nintendo route and actually Nintendo will like say no. You want Mario, Super Mario Odyssey? How many years are we from that? 9 years since that's released. You give me full price.
Yeah. I think the pricing will be fine, but then it switches over to the licensing and you actually owning the game is another big issue. And especially with Sony, like the 550 movies that they've just lost licensing to or only being removed from people. I don't buy movies on there, so didn't impact me. But people now worried that if they're doing games that way, all of a sudden are they going to lose their games that they're bought and paid for at any point?
I'll be honest. Obviously, this will have a massive impact on me. There's no doubt about it. I get it. This has always been my fear, not just with games, DVDs. Like we're moving towards it. I think I said in a previous podcast episode that one day I generally think, and I thought we were many years away, and now I'm kind of thinking maybe we're not. Like you're just going to have one console that's going to have everything. Like there's still going to be like cinema. I know this is more on a wider point, but one day everything will just be on one device, and you'll be able to select, and then you'll pay for it on one sort of massive streaming platform. We're getting to that point. Obviously, we're not that close to that in itself, but this is the first major step for me. And I know obviously I can get the cover art with the code, so I can still have a sort of collection, but it will get to that point of like there's just something so nice about opening the game and putting the disc. I've grown up with that my entire life.
Can I ask what that is though?
I just think it's because and we've mentioned it earlier, you own it.
Okay,
with digital, you do not own. You're essentially renting.
Can I make an argument? What if they change laws where they make it so you own it?
Maybe, but my other issue is that, like, for example,
reselling. Like,
but also, I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I
Steam
do.
can't make that argument 'cause it doesn't resell. Yeah.
No, but if you buy a game you really don't like, and you think
I have
Steven
like
hated Funko Fusion. Have you still got it?
I've still got it in my section. But there is one that I can say. When I got Returnal, I didn't like it, so I did sell it, and I made my money back as one example. But like, there's just so sort of many like different cases, like the fact that you do not own. At the moment, Sony are not showing half of the games that I've actually played. Like we've got that issue.
Yeah, that's just.
And I know, I know it
fun.
is, but like if they've done a recent patch, and I'm still having the problem. So we're not talking about a company whose store is like second to none. You never can have any problems. What's to say, as I said with the movies, they can do that with the games. Also, it's the end. I know this is more on a smaller point. Midnight launches, that's gone. High street retailers are already
ages.
Yeah,
I know it has been, but like high street retailers will be gone. I know obviously that they can do the but something like CX.
Yeah,
but like
CX sells secondhand games. Like
but they're not going to be able to anymore.
See,
like,
they don't make their money on that.
Struggle.
They make their money mostly on tech and smartphones and tablets. Like their gaming side of things is barely anything to them.
I disagree. I think they're going to massively struggle.
It's factual. Go research it. It's not an opinion. I'm saying like their CX, that's how they have been surviving most of this time, is through their technology, like through tablets and
I will make a bold prediction. When that happens, in 5 years' time, CX will be gone.
Do you think they sell like tons of DVDs and stuff? Because obviously when you go into CX, all you see is all their games and DVDs and stuff. There's no way they sell like a huge amount of those now, because obviously all the streaming platforms. Most of the way they make their money, and this is, you can research like the numbers and stuff, is through like iPads, laptops, controllers, different things like that. Is how most of their like project margin.
Glad I make. That really made me laugh. No, thanks.
Also, I mean, we're not really talking about CX anyway. It's we're more focused on that. I'm just talking about, in my opinion, things that I've been affected with. Also comes to the network. I know that if PlayStation Network goes down, I've got physical games that I can put in, at least play offline. With the digital, you can't.
You can play games.
You can't if they're not downloaded.
Yes.
You can't if you haven't downloaded them. You can't.
But they would be downloaded because it'd be digital only.
Not, but say for example, I don't know. Right, I've got EAFC like 28. Hypothetically, but it's only digital. But I don't have it like downloaded. If I've got the physical copy, I could at least put that in and download and play offline. But if the network is down, I couldn't do that.
Wouldn't you still have to do an update when you put the disc?
No,
not
you can play
if you've done the latest update. Yeah, but if it's all digital, you won't be able to do that.
No,
and also, if your account gets fact, right? I know if my account got hacked and I lost everything, at least I've got all the physical games that I can then re-download. That's another thing. Like your entire library will be gone, and you would then have to re-buy every game that you have bought because you don't have it physically. And I know obviously if at this moment in time, people that have digital accept that risk. But now that's being taken away. That choice is being removed from all of us. Obviously the collector side, which is a massive, like you've seen the uproar. You know, this isn't just little old me who collects, you know, buys collector's edition. It's still a massive thing. I know Sony are looking at it from their sales and they don't think that it is. But it's sad. You know, we've had what 25 years of collecting physical games and collector's editions and all that kind of stuff. I just think the cons outweigh the pros in this. And I know it's business, I know it's money. We're getting to that point, but I just think it's a ridiculous stuff. I got why GTA 6 did it.
Yeah, that's why.
Because
as soon as GTA 6 have done it, that's given PlayStation, Sony a chance to say, well, everyone's going to buy GTA 6 anyway, so why can't they do it?
My argument is that they only did that to protect having a leak, because if you don't have it on a disc, it can't be leaked. I get that, and I know obviously there was reports that they were then going to bring out the disc later, which that's not going to happen now. Let's be honest. But that I understood. I got that with GTA 6. What I don't understand is, I mean, if they said right for the PS6 digital only, be annoying, but I could deal with that. Why January 2028? Like, I would not be happy with it generally, but I'd understand that we're into the next phase of gaming, and this day was always coming. Like, I still would be annoyed about it, but I wouldn't be as annoyed at just like, oh, in January, fuck all the physical games. Like, why now? Why out?
So that's when PS6 is maybe.
Well, I actually think I'm more leaning towards next year being PS6 again. I have been kind of thinking about it, and I think, yes, it's going to be expensive. I think the PS6 could be £1,000. Like, I think it's going to be fucking expensive.
But also, just before you go ahead, Welchy, like the digital version of the console was cheaper. Is them going digital only then going to make the console more affordable for consumers?
No.
Maybe.
Well, it would be at least 50 to 100 quid cheaper because it's one less component.
No,
yeah.
You can't say it's going to be cheaper because there isn't a disk drive one to compare it to. It's just going to be expensive, full stop.
Yeah, it's going to be, either way, it's going to be fucking expensive. But if they
you're all going to buy a PC.
The other
expensive.
Again,
it's so much better for £1,000.
Just to sort of interject, and I'm going to use what someone said earlier. You know, this isn't opinion. This is pure fact. The facts state that PS5 Pro has not done very well for Sony generally across the board. Sales have not
That's
been...
got nothing to do with it being digital only.
No, it's not. No, but that's not the point that I was making. What I was making is they've looked at the Pro and it's not had the desired outcome that they feel. And then they've obviously looked at it and said more people are buying digital than physical in their stupid mind. So they're trying to do whatever they can to make
it is
I don't. It is. I just don't like it because it doesn't affect me. But I get it.
I'm not about they call me stupid.
Excluding you, then. Welchy.
Thick
But my point to that is that Sony are looking at it, and again, that they're a business. Their idea is not to. They talk about that they want to give us the greatest gaming, experience, and that is part and parcel. They're a business. All they care about is how much money they can make. Everyone's about lining their pockets these days. And I know I'm being hypocritical because am I still going to probably get the PS6? And am I going to play all these games? Absolutely. And I love gaming. But I can still have an entitlement that as a physical collector, I am being mugged basically by their decision.
But if you're that upset and if it's that big of a deal, then you protest by not buying it.
And there will be people that will do that, but
such a small minority that PlayStation look at it and go, fine, fuck off.
My love for gaming outweighs that, but I can still be very upset about it. And I feel like the points that I've made are all reasonable. It's not me sitting here throwing my toys out the pram, maybe slightly because I'm getting pissed off about it. And the more I talk about it, the more angry that I get at it. But it's been a big part of my life. As a collector, this is like the end of an era for people like myself. Myself and Jay, we speak about it, and it's sad. I think it broke the day that England played their World Cup match in the round of 32, and we were just sitting in the pub after the game, and it is a sad day. Obviously for you guys, it doesn't because you're digital only. I agree with you, actually. I don't think it's going to have an impact on you. The only thing that it could do is hold pricing if there was going to be one area that's going to affect you, but then you two game share. So that is a great way around it because you can essentially split it in half and then you're paying what you would pay if you got it secondhand. So there are ways around it. So you're probably not going to be affected by
And
it.
that's when it's brand new as well. Like we're paying.
Yeah.
I know we're
no, I get
paying the
that.
full price of the game, but split between
Yeah.
two people, we're paying secondhand prices for a brand
Maybe
new
more
game.
people will do that as a result. So like say if me and my friend said, oh, let's come together and game share because we both were physical collect, there are definitely sort of ways around it. But it's just sad. I mean, the other thing that I'm now going to do is, what I was saying when the PS6 comes out, I was going to sell my PS5 Pro. I probably won't sell it because that is the only thing that I can watch, not just games, but DVDs on. And I've got thousands of DVDs. So, like, if I got rid of my PS5 Pro,
expensive DVD player, Stephen.
it is. But even then,
Is your hard drive like an attachment? Because it might be. Your disc drive. Would you not be able to, if they do what they've done with the PS5 Pro? Can't you just move your disc drive over to the PS6?
If they include it as an import, then yes, I could remove the disc drive from the PS5 Pro, put it onto the PS6, and then just sell the PS5 Pro as a base console.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're going to allow that.
It's an attachment, isn't it? It's not like a
I
also think
I've got.
No, sorry, I was just going to say, I think the PS6 will definitely have a disc drive attachment, which would be very funny, but only because of there's no way it's not going to play PS5 games. Yeah.
If it has
which
that,
would be so funny
then,
if they do that.
then that will soften the blow because then I could sell the Pro. But I've just got a hunch that even little things, and I don't know if this was a glitch or not, but Sony have removed, on your home screen when you for any game, it tells you how many hours that you've played at the bottom. Well, Sony removed that for games that you have a disc. Digital games have it, and it's like they're removing key features. It's great. It's almost like someone in Sony's woke up one morning and gone, I hate physical discs. Fucking hate them. Let's do everything we possibly can to make it as difficult as possible, which is why I don't think that is going to be a feature, because if you're not making, I know obviously you can play your old games, but if they don't, say it's digital only, you can't put a disc drive on, that's it. That's where they want to be. The only way, so I don't lose out on all the games that I've got, I'll have to keep my Pro.
Yeah.
And then just have PS6. And again, it's little things, but there are wider implications with that. As I say, we could spend a whole podcast about it, so I'm going to shut up now, otherwise I'll get too angry.
Yeah, I don't want to come across as selfish. I get that it's an issue for a lot of people. My only real major concern I can see is game preservation. Like you say.
Yeah, but I also have an argument for that not even mattering with discs, because I'm pretty sure how many PS5 games have released and the whole game is on the disc.
Well, exactly, that's a good point. But
I think it's none.
Yeah.
What I'm concerned about, and I know we're free consoles are removed at that point, but PS3, there's still games that are stuck on PS3 that cannot be played anywhere else. That they just cannot be played anywhere else because of how they made that console such a fucker of a console to develop for, and then those games aren't easily able to be ported. They will not make that mistake. I know they won't. They will not do that again. They'll make sure that PS6 can play PS4, PS5, PS6 games. But there's just that risk that, like you say, it goes offline, and say there's an apocalypse one day, but we then come back to reality and we can plug our consoles back in, but the system's down and you can't play these games. Discs do protect that side of things. So I get that. That's very one-off
end of the world
stuff. We've got much bigger issues if we get to that.
Sure.
Yeah, true.
We won't be worrying about our consoles. But yeah, that's the only thing I do worry about. And I don't think Sony are the best at games preservation because of the PS3. Xbox are very good at it. They try and make as many games as possible playable wherever you are. So I think Sony have to catch up on that side of things. But yeah, ultimately, I just think things change. And people don't like change. I'm not singling you out, I'm saying people don't. And
I get that.
There's
been a lot of backlash to it, but you're right. The people that want to play, we deal with it. We've had changes over the last 10, 15 years where now it becomes sort of second nature to us. I can't remember who said it in Discord, but it comes down to pure greed. It is pure greed, but I'm not putting that as a Sony thing. This is a general for every streaming platform, every company. it's all about every man for himself and how much money can you make. Sort of when I hear companies, and this is more of a wide point, and this is just personal point. I'm not saying that this is factual what I'm saying, but when they say, "Oh, we care about our consumers," we care. No, you don't. And if we say, "Oh, we're not gonna buy your whatever you're selling us anymore," they'll be like, "Fine, you get out of line, and Joe will come in and take your place." Like that's the world that we live in, and it's only going to get more and more like that because that is the standard. Where maybe 10, 15, even 20 years ago, customer care was a big thing. Companies actually cared about the service that they provided. I'm not saying Sony don't, but it comes down to greed and money because that's the business of the modern world.
But what if all that extra money is reinvested into PlayStation exclusives and that side of things?
Maybe.
And then
Well,
it's
we'll
not-
have to wait. We'll have to wait and see.
I don't think you can say anything at this moment of point in this moment of time until we see the actual impact of it, sort of thing.
We'll have to see. It's just more worries and things that I've seen with Sony that have done in the past.
Yeah.
As Welchy rightly said, they've not. It's not like it's the greatest straw in terms of the way that it runs. And it'd be interesting to see if Sony hold their note. I expect they will with this backlash.
So
but they've had a lot.
I think it was off stream, actually, off recording, that there's been 150,000 votes on the petition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 120,000, I think.
Yeah.
There's been 80 million consoles sold.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So like in that comparison,
they are not going to give a fuck about 150,000 people. If 150,000 people said, if you don't agree to this petition, then we're going to Xbox, they'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
That means we're
numbers,
slightly closer to Xbox, like not even a percentage.
But aren't Xbox doing the same as well? Xbox are following suit in
Xbox. That's a whole nother fuck fest over there. They are not a good company at the minute.
Also, I've been like digital for the last 2 consoles, like the last 10 to 12 years. I haven't had any issues at all.
No, agreed. I mean, one thing to point out is PS3. Do you remember they had the big hack?
Oh, they had the hack, yeah.
But no one, as far as I know, I don't know, but I don't remember there being any massive issues in terms of like people losing everything. But no one was really digital then. It was more like
credit card details, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the biggest.
But you do acknowledge as a digital gamer that if your account did get if you got hacked, that's it. Where like if I got hacked, I've still got those games on disc to re-download. I know I'd have to start from scratch, but you'd lose your account still.
You would still have that. You'd still lose all your trophy progress, all that stuff. So
no, I'm not saying that, but in terms of you guys would lose all of that, and then on top of that, you would have to then pay top price for a lot of the games that I've already got on disc.
I think you'd get that back. Like, obviously, these are very extreme.
But if you didn't, you would be fucked.
We need to move on, but I would always also argue of every game that I have on my have you not said anything yet, Jack?
I just wanted to say I'm not too bothered by it. My only issues with it is reselling games, and it just fucks over people who wait to buy a game because they can't really afford to pay full price. That's my biggest.
But we don't know that yet.
But
no, but then my argument against it is just from being like playing on PC and Steam being obviously Steam just being obviously digital only.
No one knows about that.
No, exactly. And I think after you have a few years of everything just being digital, hopefully the market should go like Steam because games are so cheap on PC.
Cheap.
Stupid cheap.
Steam is when I see some of the games on Steam when like my mate comes around, it's unbelievable. Like I think like last was like £18. It was like, wow. Like some of the top games that you can get on PC are very, very like attainable.
I have an argument against that, though, Jack, and that goes back to my PlayStation Store thing. Is that Steam don't have many games, so most of those are publishers, third-party publishers.
Oh no, yeah.
So they pick the sales. So it's not like Nintendo or PlayStation.
Like, so if we say, for example, Ragnarok, how many physical copies do you reckon they made of that game that haven't actually sold?
Most of those sales are digital.
Yeah, so that's a cost like incurred for the business, isn't it? That they if they can't sell it and they're just sitting there and people are buying it digitally, then that is when you don't have that anymore, that's why you might not see Ragnarok go on sale on PlayStation, because it's like we spent this much making physical editions of it and fucking hardly any of them are sold, so it's not going to go on sale on digital. As where for PC, Ragnarok is like, I don't know, it might be like 20 quid now. So but it will stay 20 quid for like the rest of its life because they have no cost incurred on it. There's not editions sitting around there. So I think it's going to be shit. It's shit for trading in, it's shit for collectors. But other than that, I think after you have a few steady years of games just releasing digitally, they should be on sale a lot more regularly, because they also realize like, oh, not a lot of people have bought it, but if we drop it down half price,
Yes.
fucking everyone's going to buy it. So yes, it'll be awful to begin with, but after we go through a few years,
Yeah.
hopefully you should see reflections of how it is
That's
on
fair.
PC with sales.
I
But,
agree, because
yeah.
I think PS5 had years and years, and PlayStation generated years and years now of data showing that we launch games at this price, the sales fall off around this time, then we do a sale and it goes back up again. Like they all have that
Yeah.
data where they know when to put a sale on, they know kind of what sale to do. So
Mhm.
I get the worry, and I know we should never trust big corporations, but at the end of the day, Sony want money, and if they keep games at £70, Nintendo is a different beast, because people will pick up a Switch and go, "Oh, where's Mario Kart? Oh, it's full price. Fuck it, let's buy it. Where's the new
Yeah.
Mario game? Where's Zelda game?" Like this is they've just had this
But they hold their resale value.
exactly
Is
as well, so you can't even buy them cheap elsewhere.
the thing. No. Yeah.
So they're just a different beast, and that's just how Nintendo have built their product. But PlayStation will know, if we want to maximize sales, then after 6 months we have to have a sale, whether it's 10%, 20%, whatever it is. So I personally think we'll be okay. But again,
Plus, all their sales are usually at certain periods of
Black
the year, so
Friday,
you
yeah.
know
Yeah.
you can plan. If you know you don't want to buy it straight away, you know when potentially when their sales are going to be to pick up that game, so you can plan for it, sort of thing.
It's been a good debate. I see every point. It's not ideal. In an ideal world, they just carried on doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was always going to come at some point, and like you say, Xbox
I think
would
that
follow
is
as well.
key. Although, as I said, like it was a good debate as well. I think Andy, you said it. We need to see how it plays.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if it turns out to be, oh, it's a bit upsetting that we don't get the collector's edition. I mean, the only positive I can say, well, at least it's going to save you money. Like 007 first like collector's edition was
Yeah.
nearing on 300 quid.
They still get things like that though, because obviously all those things come with like
Yeah.
additional bits for
Well,
display.
they'll still do collector's
Ready-
editions, yeah.
Yeah,
you'll still
Red
get
Dead
those.
2 did that, and I'm hoping GTA 6 does it, where it's obviously not going to be the game. I don't think it will be, but like additional stuff. But then there is that worry, is if you're not getting the game with it, is that going to be impacted? But again, it's just watch this space.
You will
But
get the game as a code. It's
You
like
get the
Ghost,
code.
was it Ghost of Yote?
Yeah, and
You get the
Spider-Man
game
2
as a-
did that. Yeah, Spider-Man 2
Yeah.
did that. But I wonder if like this is the start that in ideal world just everything is digital. You know, like that's how I feel at the moment. That this is the first point where they will go, oh, because if they're collector's editions, like if they're not selling, like I don't know what the figures were for like, the Spider-Man 2 collector's edition.
They sell
They've
out.
not
They
really-
usually sell out, don't they?
They do, but like Ghost of Yote, another one. You know, obviously I don't know what the figures are, but I just got this worry that they don't care about that side. They all
think they'll
it's all
always-
digital focus.
I think they'll still do the collector's edition. If it's going to include the game, then it'll be as a code. And like for the most popular games, all the collector's editions always sell out like pretty quickly. So
Always.
I don't-
see
I
if they do
I
that.
don't know what the numbers are in terms of how many they release and put on.
Yeah, they're
Sale,
limited, but they'll do them.
Yeah.
I agree, because people like a statue, people like a
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Like Wolverine, I expected one, and we haven't had one for Wolverine, which was surprising. And
Oh,
if
that's a good
GTA
one.
doesn't do one, I mean, obviously they would, but by this point it would be released because, like, when Spider-Man 2 came out in October, I pre-ordered the collector's edition in June, so they would have released it by now. And I think actually something that came out and said they're not doing one, if I remember rightly.
The top article here says someone that confirmed it will not receive a collector's edition.
Yeah. And if GTA doesn't do one, well, that's the biggest game of the decade. So you can see my worry. If we get two games, big games that don't do it, what's to say? Like GTA not going to do it. Other games will be like, we're not going to bother with that. Cost money, more money we can get into just doing it digitally, and then we're getting 100% of the proceeds. because we're not having to manufacture anything. So that's where I think we're going personally.
The way I see it, Stephen, one of your games of the year is Mixtape. That was digital.
It's not really relevant to the debate at all, Welchy, but all right.
Very relevant, is it?
And I lowered my score, you fucker,
I'm
as
just
well.
trying to lighten the mood again. Let's bring it up positivity.
Yeah. Oh, it is depressing, but it is what it is.
You should have spent with this.
Yeah. Let's move on to something more positive. What we've been playing. And talking of positive, Jack, your internet shit.
How's that positive?
So hang on, let me get this straight. Are you talking about
contradicted
rematch?
yourself.
And I'm assuming Jack had internet connection problems while you were playing.
Well, not just once.
Every time we've played.
Yeah.
Every time we've played.
So we played a lot of rematch again this week. It's just at this point, it's one of my favorite games ever. At this point, I fucking love rematch.
It was good.
And yeah, every night.
One of
this
the nights
week-
wasn't so good though.
We had a bad night.
One of the
It's
nights
probably the
was
worst night.
awful.
One of the nights we've had on
Really
rematch. Yeah, it was just
bad
one of those things where nothing was going right. Teammates were terrible, like the third teammate, and we couldn't score. We
Cheers.
couldn't do
Thank you
anything.
for that.
Yeah, he was good. Well, when you was connecting. But yeah, I feel like every night we played, Jack would start one match, get through it, and the second match he would be talking to me, and I'd
My
answer
ping would
him,
just go.
and I wouldn't get a response. And I was like, did you not hear me? And then all of a sudden, he's left the party chat. I'm like, oh, he's gone. He's gone again. It was one night in particular where it was worse, where I think it took two or three restarts of your internet.
Oh, it was awful. My
Yeah.
ping went up to like 800 at some point.
Yeah.
It was just like, what the
800?
fuck? Yeah, it wasn't fun. Most of the party chats, Welchy just sounded like Machine Head.
Machine
It
Head from
was-
Resident Evil.
But
yeah,
yeah,
rematches.
rematch has been very fun to play again.
Yeah, it's
It's
I
great
am
game.
addicted.
When you have a
so
good night on it, it's really good.
Yeah.
And
Even
most
the bad
nights
night
are.
was really fun.
Yeah.
Even the bad night was really fun, but it was just a bit like this is a slog at this
Yeah.
point. But no, yeah,
Yeah.
still really fun.
I've-
I've been playing that.
It's been annoying when you guys have been on. Either I've been out, or like I get home and I'm too tired to play. But I have been jumping on throughout the week as well. And you're right, it is just so much fun.
Yeah,
Like
brilliant.
I played a little bit last night before the England match because I was like, that's quite fitting. After I did a bit of God, well, I was like, I'm gonna play that half an hour of rematch. It was just so much fun, just jumping in with random people and again, just keep laughing at seeing Ronaldinho in England and shit. Like it's so shouldn't do it, feels wrong, but it's so right at the same time. But yeah, I really want to play it with you guys because again, I played it. I can't remember the last time I actually jumped on. Like
with
as a
me
group, I
and
think
Jack, it would have been my birthday. I think
oh
the
yeah.
one where
Yeah.
Andy, my mate, didn't.
I
decide to
knew
join
he
us.
was going to say something.
Oh, the one that you missed out on your bet. Yeah, crazy. Behaviour.
I was going to say something then about, was it Kobe Mano? Oh, obviously we know Jack bought Kobe Mano. We said that last week.
I
Yeah.
thought it, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, phenomenal game. I will be playing it more this week, I'm sure. I've been playing a bit more of a Felion. I've mentioned it last week, the new game from
the walking
Don't Nod.
simulator.
Yeah, the walking and climbing simulator, and I've played a bit more, and it's more walking, more climbing. It's fine. Like it's an okay game so far.
It's
I
a
think
game.
I'm 5 hours in now, and 4 chapters from the end. So there's 11 chapters, and I think I just finished chapter 7. So I'm not far away at all. I just need to actually find some time. I found a good way of playing it now is to play an hour of it and then say to Jack, after an hour, let's play rematch because I need to something fun in my life. So
I
I'm
don't think that's
hoping.
the sign of a good game.
No, I know, and when I fully review it at some point, I'm not expecting it to be very high, unless these last 4 chapters are mind blowing.
There is a caveat. Obviously, in the UK right now, it is incredibly hot.
Yeah.
So that does impact because sometimes, you're trying to concentrate on something. You're like, I am literally like baking and it does zap energy. But so games that you can persevere through at the moment, you're probably like, after an hour, fuck this.
It's one of those games where, I sit down to play a game and I look at it and go, oh, really? And that's how I'm playing this right now when rematch.
You have to kind of like talk
there.
yourself into playing it and not side over to rematch.
Yeah, but I will get it done. I go away next week. I don't think there's any podcast next week, but I want to get it done before I go away because I don't think if I have a week off that I'm going to come back to it. So I'm going to try and get it done this week, and then I'll try and review it at some point in the next episode. But that's all I've been playing. I don't think I've played anything else. Stephen, what have you been up to? Obviously, you said a bit of rematch. Have you played any more God of War?
I have. I am now on chapter 7. So
I don't even look at
kind of.
chapters in God of War. I just play it, so I need to remind
Yeah.
myself where that is.
I know the chapter list because, like I said, I'm just kind of seeing how far I am. So out of 70, chapter 7, so we're near at the halfway point.
Chapter 7.
Kind of,
Magic chisel.
yes, I'm at the beginning of the magic chisel with my lovely little head friend Manir. So I've got.
Oh,
I've
you got
got-
Mimir now.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
Manir as my little buddy. Also, can I just make a caveat, right? You said I can't remember who said that last one. I think you said, Andy. It's all based on real things, right? So you're telling me that back in the day, you could chop someone's head off, a witch would then resurrect you, and then I've just got a head that sits on my arse as I'm going around, and you're saying that actually happened back in the day.
That's what people believe in. That's what they
Oh.
like. Do you think people like Zeus with lightning, like gods and stuff? If you don't believe in all of that, but that's what people believed in back in those days. So that's why it's not fantasy.
It's a
I'm
fantasy in my
not saying
fucking head.
I'm not saying I believe in all that stuff, but it's based on things that people believed were real.
So I mean,
That's-
I feel like I've been quite negative this episode, and I'm not being negative from God of War, particularly with someone who's like wearing a God of War t-shirt. Yeah, I know. So generally, again, I am enjoying. Like that hasn't changed. I'm enjoying the aesthetics of it, Kratos and Atreus' relationship, and the combat is fun. I'm not mad keen on the story though, if I'm being brutally honest.
Oh
The-
my god!
And it might get better as I get old. I have to be honest, right? I'm not just going to sit here and say it's a great game because I know how much you love it. I sometimes have to find myself I am enjoying it, but the way that you speak about it, Welchy, it's like how I feel with Last of Us, where I could play 12, 13 hours consistently. I can't do that with God of War. I'm having to break it up in terms of like, I did chapter 5 and 6, got to chapter 7, I was like, right, I'm done. Because I'm just not, all that kind of, and I call it fantasy, it's just not my bag. Like, I just don't find that interesting at all. And yeah,
I think your head might be attached to Welchy next episode.
I mean, what I will say, there was positive. So I battled a dragon called Healy's. It's Kate.
Come on.
That was sick.
I was going to say.
No, that was good.
You better.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, no, that was good. I enjoyed that. Because obviously you're like hitting the claws, and then obviously you then with the electricity you throw the crystals at sort of him as well. I mean, again, I've got a dragon shooting electricity. I was like, come on, guys, like, it's like. No, that's just not true. Like, I know obviously people believe it. They're fucking wrong, but you know, everyone's got different opinions, I suppose. I'm joking, by the way. I'm gonna get so much. If I don't get hate in like one of these rules this week, then something seriously is wrong because I've been off it on the warpath this week. That boss battle was really good. Sindri's really funny. Munir's head. I mean, I like the comedy moments. I didn't expect that. Like there'll be moments.
What
Like,
do you think of Amir?
like it's funny. Like the Irish, yeah, like. I get moments where I'm like, Scottish, right?
Yeah.
I thought it's
He's
Scottish.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I was Scottish. He'll kill me if he like this is his podcast. I've just compared that. Like there'll be moments where I'm like, right, where are we going with this? And then someone will say something funny, which feels out of place, but it kind of works. Obviously there are certain characters that happen with that, but yeah, like it's a good game. I just can't see. But then I'm not part of that world, but like the way that you talk about Welchy, I'm like I don't get it. I don't get how much love, but it got Game of the Year, so I know that it's just probably not for me. Like it's an enjoyable time, but I'll be happy when I've done it. Like,
Why aren't
true.
you enjoying the story though? Because last episode, obviously, you said you was enjoying the Kratos and Atreus.
Father,
I am,
Father,
and I'm enjoying
dynamic.
that. Yeah, I'm
That's
enjoying
a
the
big part of the
dynamic,
story.
but like, there's just too many fantasy things going on for me, and I get bored. Like those bits, I get bored out. Not the gameplay, but like, I'm not sitting there really wrapped up into it. Like when I played Horizon, Last of Us, Uncharted,
Would you not
Spider-Man.
consider? I guess Horizon could be considered sci-fi, couldn't it?
Yeah, there's more sci-fi aspect. There were parts in Horizon where I was like, oh, we're venturing, but it was more on the sci-fi aspect of it. But like all of those other games, I immerse myself. I lose hours and hours and hours, and it doesn't feel like that when I play God of War. And I don't want to. I know I was like thinking, do I be like, when you're kind of skirting over because of how much someone loves something that you don't want to like come across that
Don't
air.
worry about
But I
that.
was like, no, but I have to be honest. Like the way that I'm feeling, and as for the caveat, it's really been really hot. Like I had the day off today, so I wanted to
It might be
spend
the
like
weather.
well, it might be. But I wanted to spend the whole day playing it. And yes, I'm a little bit tired because I went to bed late for the England game. But I kept putting it off, or like playing a bit of rematch, and I feel bad because I'm like, this is meant to be an incredible game, and why am I putting stuff off? Why am I not sort of like, what am I missing? Why am I not feeling that? It might get better, like the second half of the game. There might be stuff that I come back when we next speak and go, oh, okay, yeah.
There's no
really
way.
getting it.
There's no way. If you're not enjoying the game by the first minute of it, there's no way you're gonna like the second half.
All right, well, there's
Yeah.
still some major plot
Like-
things to happen.
There is, but
Quite
like
a
some
lot
of the
of big
stuff
things
that
to
he's
happen,
had
yeah.
happened already that he's either one, not even noticed, or two, not enjoyed.
Yeah.
Then I don't see that
When I
changing.
went back to the witches thing, I was like, oh yeah, I can clearly see that. So I don't know where my brain was. I must have been on my phone checking the football when I first saw that. I was like, yeah, that's that moment. But like, yeah, it's good. But I would expect more, and that's what I'm struggling with at the moment. So I'm not feeling that.
Should we just do a podcast just us three next week? Liz?
I was-
I was about to say, I think
put
this
that
might have been your
down.
last podcast.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm not gonna like sugarcoat or pussyfoot around. Like I'm always honest with games, and like as much
Yeah,
as
it's
I'm
fine,
like
it's
thinking I don't want to be sort of like, oh, that's a bad one. And as you came with the Kratos, I was like, oh fuck, you're already got a War t-shirt as
Fuck,
well.
he's wearing
Yeah.
that. Why don't you wear
Like,
that?
I say honestly, at the moment, I'm probably setting on about an 8. for God of War.
Stephen,
So it's still
you
That's
gave
the same as
mixtape.
mixtape,
You gave
isn't it?
mixtape a fucking 9. You gave it a 10 originally.
I probably was having more fun with mixtape currently from what I played, and I know that's crazy.
Oh,
But generally, like mixtape, I
Fuck.
had more fun at the moment.
Fuck.
I can't believe you just said those words. You said those
moment of
words.
silence.
Oh dear, that's hurt my soul.
I'm sorry, Welchy.
Yeah, I love that game so much that I've played it 4 times and read the book. Like that's that's hurt me.
I
a little
couldn't
bit.
find my
Yeah.
skill issue note.
Yeah,
I was looking
It's
for
not even a
it.
skill issue. I just not finding it as fun as what I thought I was going to. But then, in fairness, I felt I did think this because I left it to the end. There was a reason why. Out of all of the PlayStation exclusive games, I did think this was going to be the one that wouldn't appeal to me. But that's because I just think it's fantasy. And like the last time I saw a headless thing was in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban in the bus sequence. Like when that head is just
Great film.
rocking. That sequence is fine, but the rest of it is like I just don't. It's not
Gonna be a
me.
bumpy ride.
He's only seen
Yeah.
that clip on TikTok. He's not watched the film.
No, I got to that point after. I was like, well, that's fucking shit. Turn it off. But yeah,
It's basically
I'm
the
hoping-
intro.
Wizards doing
I'm
that, like doing spells. As soon as you saw that,
Yeah.
anyway, this is fucking ridiculous. This is.
I'm hoping when we next speak about Welchy that either I'll have it nearly completed or completed, and I want to come back more positive. So I'm hoping that things are going to happen. I'm going to go, oh, okay, now I get it.
yeah. If it gets lower than mixtape, I don't know what. That's gonna be some explaining to do. Andy,
10 more chapters. Sorry to ruin that.
Andy, what else have you been playing this week? If you had anything?
I haven't played anything. Been quite busy and waiting for Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So as soon as that drops, that's what I'll be playing.
Yeah, snooze fest. Jack, what else have you been playing?
Same as last week. Just
Forza.
rematch review. Yeah, Forza little bits, but played a lot more of Final Fantasy X as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might be only about 2 or 3 chapters away from finishing it. So yeah, still really enjoying that, to be fair. And the story's getting quite interesting now. And the bosses are getting a lot harder, which is quite fun. And speaking to Biggs about it, he's like, "You gotta go back and train." I'm like, "No, fuck that. Like, I'll just go in under leveled. I can do them." Like, but yeah, still really enjoying that game. Hopefully, get that finished this month. I reckon.
Very, very good. Okay. Well, I think that's it then. That's it for this week's episode of the Late Night Gamer podcast. Thank you all for listening. Let us know your thoughts on your game of the year so far, or what you think of our choices, and what games other than GTA 6. We know everyone's looking forward to that. What other games are you looking forward to for the rest of 2026? Drop your thoughts in the comments or tag us on socials at the Late Night Pods. We'd love to hear from you. You can also join our Discord using the link in the description to get your thoughts in before we record. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss next week's episode. Speaking of which, there will not be one next week. We're having a week's break. Just a singular week. We'll be back the week after. We're recording them later because of the World Cup final, which we're not going to record over the World Cup final. So, but that's relevant to you guys. It will come out at a normal time. And I didn't write down what we're doing next week. Next time, what are we doing next time, guys? Anyone know? There's no game to review.
Live beheading of Stephen for not liking God of War.
Yeah.
Stephen's goodbye speech.
Yeah, this is the farewell tour for me on the Late Night Game podcast.
The next
He's
episode
getting feathered and tarred.
is actually going to be a top 10 episode.
Top 10 fantasy games, isn't it?
Top 10 video game villains.
Oh, that's a good one.
Should be interesting. Until then, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I've been your host, Welchy, joined as always by Andy.
Thank you as always, guys. And yeah, digital only. Let's go.
And
joined by the God of War hater, Stephen.
I'm just gonna be like, bye guys, see you later. Au revoir. Looking forward to talking about the top 10 video game villains. I already know what number one is already, so be interested if you guys agree.
And Jack.
Thank you for having me again. And yeah, it was a fun podcast to do. And yeah, looking forward to doing our villain counter.
Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.